I'm Sydney Williams, Curator of Architecture and Design, and it's my pleasure to welcome you today, and Lauren, my cohort, and I, who so enjoyed putting this symposium together as well as the exhibition. Today we have three wonderful individuals who are going to be discussing their own work and the legacy of Don Wexler. So we have Linda Tallman in the middle, of Tallman Architecture, Barton Myers on my far left, your right, and Lance O'Donnell of O2 Architecture. So we're going to actually have an opportunity to see some of their own work, about 10 minutes of each of their work, and then we will have a discussion about steel and about their work and their connection to Don Wexler and his legacy, and then we'll have an opportunity for some questions from the audience. So let me just begin by introducing our speakers. To begin with, Barton Myers FAIA has conducted design research since the 1970s that creatively envisions a flexible prototype for mass-produced housing using steel construction and standardized off-the-shelf industrial components. Since 1980, he has held a continuous appointment as Professor of Architecture at UCLA's School of Arts and Architecture. Barton received his Master of Architecture degree from the University of Pennsylvania and subsequently worked with Lou Kahn. He established his practice in Toronto in 1968. We both speak Canadian, by the way. And in 1984, opened an office in Los Angeles, which remains the firm's base. He is the co-curator with his architectural associate, David Karp, of an exhibition on Lou Kahn that's currently at the Italian Cultural Commission in Westwood in that famous Neutra Alexander building. It's a wonderful exhibition. I hope you all have a chance to visit it. And it's up till the end of March, is that right, Barton?
19th.
Till the 19th of March. So if you're going to see it, please mark your calendars. And then our second speaker is Linda Tallman, who co-directs Tallman Cook Architecture with her partner, Alan, in Los Angeles, which has completed a number of award-winning projects, including the IT House, which won the AIA Merit Award in 2008, a Sunset Western Homes Award in 2009 as Best Small Space, and she explores architecture through investigations into building technologies and systems, integrating sustainability, practicality, and ingenuity. Currently, they are designing houses, classrooms, and temporary structures that are both economical and sustainable using the system. Tallman is assistant professor of architecture focusing on building technology at Woodbury University. And on my immediate left, my cohort, Lance O'Donnell. Cohort because he's a local guy. Very fond of him. Lance O'Donnell received his Bachelor of Architecture degree with honors from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and his Master of Architecture from UCLA. His master's thesis, entitled Teaching Sustainability in the Design Studio, was widely regarded for recognizing the importance of incorporating sustainable thinking at the earliest possible moment in an architectural student's college experience. His office, O2 Architecture, is dedicated to discovering a poetic connection to site and sustainably crafted modernism. Lance teaches sustainable design at Cal Poly Pomona and College of the Desert. So welcome to all of you. Now, Barton, I think you're going to take it away with your presentation on your work for about 10 minutes.
Well, I'm going to test you. Say out and out.
I'm Californicized. I say out and about.
Can you hear all right? I'm going to try to balance 3 or 4 things at once. I'm going to make the proposition that we are at the beginning of one of the great technological revolutions in architecture. And Donald Wexler, and if I can add myself to that, although we've played a small role in this technological revolution, are a part of it. And I'm going to take one part of that revolution, the steel house, and focus on that because that's a common interest that both Wexler and I share. Now, I define the steel house pretty rigidly, pardon the pun, that it has to, first of all, be, the structure is primarily steel. That eliminates a lot of composite or wood houses. Two is that the major expression of the architecture has to incorporate steel. That also eliminates a lot of steel architecture. Now, the revolution began about 150 years ago, and I showed you the very beautiful picture of the Crystal Palace that I think is one of the greatest buildings in history. Started the revolution at that time of cast iron and glass, and within 50 years we had skyscrapers. So not since the Gothic Cathedral, when in 60 years the ideas of the Gothic Cathedral spread all across Europe, has any technological revolution been as powerful as the introduction of steel. Now, I'm sure I've missed some steel houses here, but this is work done at UCLA with Georg Lang and myself. But you can see, up to 1950, there are very few steel houses. You can number them on your hands. And you'll see by 1960 through today, beginning of Wexler and my interest in the steel house. I'm having a hard time advancing. Now, I just picked two of my favorite houses of each one of these decades. I don't have time to go through them, but one that's pretty interesting, the Lovell house that Tom mentioned to you,